the government, I'm sure when we continue, we'll be asking, we'll be probably getting questions about our government. The president of Nicaragua is Daniel Ortega. When we say Ortega, we always ask, if he's the same Ortega we heard about like in the 80s and the 90s. Well, my friends, this is the same guy. The same man has been in the power for so many years. This is his 4th time in the power. But without taking any side, if we went up there asking, probably 6 out of 10 Nicaraguans probably said that they voted for him. Last year we had elections a couple of days before the U.S., United States of America elections, and Ortega won for the 4th time in the power. But this time we were surprised when we learned that our first lady was now the vice president. So we have a marriage in the power. Let me tell you that the lady, she's being the brain. So Ortega's being the face, the charisma, the guerrilla revolutionary man. But the lady, she's being the brain. And she's been in charge of redesigning, re-engineering the Sandinista, fighting and working hard to get democracy. Even today, as well, we'll learn, when we continue, we're still struggling with education, medical attention. Education is one of the priorities. I always like to involve, share with you personal experiences. Like my mom and my dad were teachers, I remember when I didn't want to go to school, and I will later tell you the connection to what I'm trying to say. It's like any other kid. When you don't want to go to school, your mom will come. Mine used to come and tell me, you have to go to school because education will be your machete. Do we know what a machete is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, machete, big knife. Yeah. Agriculture being the most important industry here, machete is the most important tool. And that's what my mom was trying to tell me when I was a kid. And I obviously didn't understand back then. But now they have 2 kids, I'm telling them the same. So that is the philosophy of Nicaragua right now. And on our way back, probably we are going to have, we always expect to have a little bit more visibility. With nature, we never know. But typically on that side, we'll see some of the volcanoes of the Marinos Range. Nicaragua, we like to call our country the land of lakes and volcanoes. So on our way to León, we'll be seeing different peaks, different volcanoes. The number of volcanoes, there's always a very interesting, question, because depending who you ask, the numbers always vary. Some people will tell you 21, 28, some people talk about 300, but it's basically a definition. Nicaragua has so many ancient volcanoes, crater lakes, and new ones that are in formation as we are looking at them. So if you're probably thinking earthquakes are a very common thing. In the country of Nicaragua, we are very used to have a couple of probably seismographs will be detecting up to 200 or 300 little tremors every day. 1, 2, 3, 4 points in the Richter scale. And basically twice a year, we always expect a couple of 6 points. But now, 4 years ago, I had a 6.2 in some of the oldest buildings of its municipalities. And being so close to Corinto, some people will have to try to work in, so close to the ocean, fishing. Just in case you ask us, my friends, it looks very cloudy. So we are transitioning now. This is like the end of a rainy season. And the next month, we're expecting the rains to be, the rainy season to end in the next month. We have to know that this is supposed to be like a tropical, typical, normal to the season in Nicaragua. It will always rain October, November. Typically it will rain in the afternoons, late afternoons, but supposed to...
Annual rainfall?
Oh, it depends, my friends. Right here in the northwestern part of Nicaragua, this is supposed to, all these, even when it looks so green, is supposed to be a dry tropical forest. I would like to make a small parenthesis here, my friends, to your left, roundabout. Every country, every head municipality wants to have a representative roundabout. In this case, it's the monument to the work and to the workers, especially to all these hard workers in Nicaragua, people that works with their hands. There was the monthly one, so that is what most, people working in agriculture, construction will make a little bit more. We also have to consider the most in Nicaragua, significant part of our country. In Nicaragua, we'll be soon 7 million. About 60% of Nicaragua is self-employed. self-employed, meaning that we're doing something by ourselves. When we get to the bigger city of León, as soon as we enter, we'll be seeing all these like small businesses on the houses or the places that used to be probably garages, and or ladies that have these little tables on the sidewalks. And most of our people, it's so hard, it's still very hard, to find a job in our country. So some ladies would just take over the sidewalk, nail a table to it, and they would start selling something so they can complement their income. I told you that a few years ago, just like teachers were striking on the streets, doctors will be also out there just asking for a first salary. In the last years, our system of health has been improving, and for example, everything is free. You go to a hospital, they will be taking care of you. Just like other Latin American countries, like Asian countries, is increasing incredibly fast. Most of these motorcycles are coming from Asia, especially India, China, and they're just an affordable option for those who cannot pay for a car. Owning a car in Nicaragua, it's really hard. Luxury. In a Toyota Corolla, one of the most common popular vehicles in the world, it's still ranging to $27,000, $28,000. So for Nicaragua, we are talking about the cost of a house.
I should move down here. Except I don't think I could stand